Today on the channel, after a long wait, we're finally back in the G.I. Joe Retro game with the G.I. Joe Retro Storm Shadow.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another G.I. Joe unboxing and review. And today from the Retro series, we got the Walmart Hasbro Pulse shared exclusive Storm Shadow. But for all your non-exclusive figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items, and anything over $59 does ship free. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We got some comparisons later on in this video, so stick around for that. But of course, the Retro Carded Wave, a Hasbro Pulse Walmart exclusive. Seems like it's been almost a lifetime since we got the last set of these, and as we're seeing in Walmarts across the country, I have to imagine, these are really peg-warming pretty hard. Not Storm Shadow yet, but the Gung-Hos, Baronesses, the Lady Jays, even a little bit of the Destros there. So I'm a little bit shocked that this isn't resonating with the fan base like I thought it would have. Maybe that is the economy right now. Maybe it isn't the love for retro carded figures. Not exactly sure, but I thought this would be a slam dunk set, and it was for me. But man, I am very disappointed in quite a few things. I will say I did pick this up from Hasbro Pulse, and you can see right here the whole top is bent totally in half. Zartan unfortunately had the same fate for me. I guess it's okay. I was planning on unboxing these, but I was going to order another set. Now I know, don't be dumb. Don't waste your money because they're going to come damaged. And it doesn't matter if it's Hasbro sending these or Walmart. And I've said it before, and I do get some hate for it, but I don't blame Walmart. But Hasbro Pulse, I will blame, because Hasbro Pulse is for the collectors. It is for the more hardcore Hasbro fan base members that go there. They pay money to get free shipping like I do. They want to be a part of this. They know these are a little bit more than just toys to the people that sign up for a Hasbro Pulse membership and that are buying off of Hasbro Pulse. Now, Walmart, they don't know any better. They're shipping candles. They're shipping this and that. There's millions and millions of items that are being shipped from Walmart. Unless Hasbro takes the time to tell Walmart, hey, ship this with care, put extra padding, put extra protection on it, Walmart is not going to do that. They will do that, and I have business experience with that. They will do that for a company. However, it's going to cost you some money, and Hasbro doesn't want to pony up that money with Walmart to get a box inside of a box, things like that. So it's not the Walmart guy's fault that's on the line that just got shipping diapers and he's shipping dog food. Now he's got the Storm Shadow here, and now he's got a Fruity Pebbles going on. You can't blame that guy, and he is told what box to put these in based on the sizing and trying to save money, of course. It's a big thing. You got to take that big business step back. So it's fun to blame Walmart on these shipping things and issues like that. But if they're not told by the retailer, or I should say the brand, the Hasbro brand, here's how you have to ship this, here's how to handle our products, they're not going to do it. That's just the sad state of affairs we're in right now, and Walmart is a business at the end of the day. They're trying to save as much money as they can as well. It's just the way it goes. But I'll get off my soapbox here, and we'll take a look at old Storm Shadow. Gonna play the long game. Now, I was planning on a mint-on-card set of these, and I've basically given up the fight. A lot of the stores, they're dinged up and damaged. I wish this was a thicker card stock like we see with the Marvel Legends. This is paper-thin card stock on this. So, I don't know. They don't give the love and attention to this line like they could have, but it would have been a fabulous one on a heavy-duty card stock. But Storm Shadow, I gotta say, does look good. Classic artwork looks good. Classic logo looks good. I'm here for this packaging all day long. It reminds me of being, you know, a 4-year-old kid going to the old toy store, picking out a G.I. Joe figure. On the bottom, you got the cross-sell, you got UPCs, you got the warnings, and you got that beautiful file card. Chef's kiss right there. Give that to the classified line. Love me a file card, but it does say Storm Shadow. Role, Covert Ops. Primary specialty, Assassin. Secondary specialty, Intelligence. Birthplace, Classified. Storm Shadow can trace his family's history through 30 generations of assassins. That sounds like a lot of work, just trying to track all that. He can scale sheer walls with bare hands like a young Spider-Man, and feet and move with blinding speed. And then you get it in multiple language there. Down low, they're promoting Destro, Gung-Ho, of course, Storm Shadow, and Zartan, who we will also be unboxing here on the channel, so stick around for that one. In another video. 4 and up, Storm Shadow, time to get out of the package here. A beauty. It's a beauty here. I love the looks of this one. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. There we go, Storm Shadow, see you later. Very flimsy packaging, Spider-Man style, bam, see you later, goodbye. We do get a stand. You know I'm all in on a stand. I'm taking my last stand right here. I truly feel every G.I. Joe classified figure should come with these stands as well. If not that, at least let us buy like a 10-pack, a 20-pack, whatever on Hasbro Pulse. Put the Joe logo, put the Cobra logo on there. I think that would sell. I would love to have that as a collector. An adult collector will call me. How about that? We do get an extra plastic prison here. For his weapon backpack there. It's got the sheaths for the swords, and then of course you got the bow and arrows, all that kind of fun stuff there. Bam! See you later, goodbye. Very interesting. And then we get another plastic prison going on, and we got Storm Shadow extra hands, all the weapons under the sun. Looking good. I'm very excited for this one. Not a ton of difference on this one. We'll look at the other one. We'll go through the paces with it and see where the differences actually do lie on that. How do I get this out? This bow and arrow's in there very interestingly. Pull that out. Don't want to break anything. There you go. You get one single arrow. I'm here for that. And then we get a couple extra hands here. Pull that out and bam! See you later. Now let's get down to business. Let's go over this stuff and let's look at these extra hands. Now, I'm going off my memory here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe the prior version of Storm Shadow in the classified line, I don't think we got extra hands. So this is a little bit one-off right here. We get two gripping hands over there, but we get a very cool throwing star hand here, and we get a Fist of Fury right here. So G.I. Joe line does not have a lot of interchangeable fists. Maybe this is the start of something to come. I'm not exactly sure, but I do like the options here, and it's a way to make him feel a little bit different than some of his other counterparts in the classified line that we've had. But beautiful skin tone on this. A nice little tan skin tone on his way to the old Hulk Hogan hot dog tan. He's slowly on the way right there. Then we do get the bow and arrow, just a single bow and arrow. Very cool idea here. And then you do get his bow and arrow backpack with the sheaths for the swords to fit into. They are not removable, but I do like how that looks. And I really do love that they got the one spot here that you can store this arrow in. The pouch right there, so you don't have to lose it. If you're not going to use it, you can put it in there. Very, very cool idea. Very, very good looking there. And a good backpack for Storm Shadow to have. Makes all the sense. It is on brand with his character, so I do like that a whole lot. Then you get two big old swords, one shorter than the other, but definitely both look the same. Black handles, nice silver at the top. Beautiful swords here for our man Storm Shadow. And then a good old bow and arrow here for Storm Shadow as well. Looking really good. All in black, except a little silver color right there in the middle to kind of break up the monotony. Always loved Storm Shadow and his fights and stuff on the G.I. Joe cartoon series in the past. A lot of people always say, oh, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, that's the blood feud. But man, watching the cartoon as a kid, I absolutely loved it when Storm Shadow and Spirit faced off. Gun to my head, I might like Spirit more than Snake Eyes. No, I'm saying it right now, I like Spirit more than Snake Eyes. There was something about Spirit that I absolutely loved in those cartoons, and I loved it when he squared off against Storm Shadow, and there was a lot of mutual respect between those two. And I also enjoyed my boy Quick Kick. All those funny zingers old Quick Kick would shoot out there back in the day. But I loved it when Quick Kick would square off against Storm Shadow. They fought on the top of that one castle that one time. You guys have seen it. You guys have seen it. But now we got Storm Shadow here, and I love this Storm Shadow. It is Storm Shadow. It feels like I'm home again. It feels like it. Of course, we've had a few different ones. We're going to talk about those in a little bit here in this very video. You got that nice sash over the top. You can move that around. It does have some more throwing stars sculpted in there. It's got a nice buckle in there. It's black. Looking really good. And then you do line it up with the backpack on the back, so you got a spot to store the backpack, G.I. Joe style, of course. You do got the little ribbon down here on his belt. That moves side to side, back and forth, out of the way if need be. Looking nice there, of course. I love the all white going on, and then the red Cobra logo. That red just seems such like a bright red back in the day, and they've captured that perfectly on this modern day figure of Storm Shadow. Then he does got the forearm wrap, and he's got the leg wrap here in a kind of an off-white color. That does look nice as well. I don't know if it would look better if it was all white or not, but it definitely helps kind of break up that all white monotony we got going there. But definitely looking cool. He's got his ninja slippers on. You got to have those ninja slippers if you're sneaking around, tiptoeing around castles and things, trying to evade people. Of course, head's going to be removable, but you do got the hood, and it is down. There is no second hood like we got with that other G.I. Joe classified one. So something had to give somewhere. They took away the hood. I am fine with that because I would display one with the hood, one without the hood. So this is going to be the one without the hood, obviously, for me. All day long, this head sculpt looking really good. Storm Shadow always had his head, or his face, and I guess his head too, always hidden away by, you know, covered up here. But the eyes told the story, and the eyes tell the story here. It's a guy that's seen some things, is what you can say. Even in plastic form, he looks like a guy that's seen some things over the years. But good head sculpt here. Plenty of movement on this head, back and forth, side to side. All around, always good there. You do get the butterfly shoulders on him. You do get a bicep cut. Double jointed, pinless elbows, hits being played right here at the table. You get the hands that are removable. Is this? Oh, you get a forearm cut on there. That's some interesting articulations. You get double jointed, pinless elbows. Then you get a forearm cut. Then the hands back, forth, side to side. And this is actually the up and down right there on that hand. So very cool to see that. You get the ab crunch, of course. Very tight ab crunch, but not so tight it's not movable. Perfect amount. You get waist articulation. Those big old Storm Shadow splits, man, he could jump over anything with that. And then, of course, you get the drop down hips, which you either love them or you hate them. There's not a lot of in the middle on those, as we know. Thigh cut, double jointed, pinless knees, extremely tight, but they are there, double jointed. Love that. Of course, you get the boot cut. Love how the boot cut is hidden away here with that other coloring. It looks really, really good. And then the ankles back, forth, side to side. Plenty of movement out of those ankles there. Just all day long, this is Storm Shadow. There's no doubt about it. You take off that red Cobra logo and say, okay, what ninja is this? And people are going to say, oh my gosh, that's Storm Shadow. That's Storm Shadow, and it definitely is. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%, and oh baby, how about that? He fits perfectly on there. But you don't necessarily need this stand, just using it for demonstration purposes, because you get the beautiful, beautiful G.I. Joe stand right here. Going to slide him into. What do you know? He fits like a glove right there. Man, I am here for that. You guys know what? I love it when I get some new G.I. Joe figures in the collection. That's what I got right there. But we're not done with the old Storm Shadow. We got this one as well. Very similar, but a little bit different, we'll call this one. Of course, this is the classified version. Probably one majority of people will end up having in their collection. Really, the big differences on these two is the wrapping on the legs down here. It's more of an off-white on the new one. It's more of a grayish kind of powder white on this one. And then over on the classified version, he's got the wrappings. He's kind of got the forearm guards going on, where we don't have that here. We don't have that forearm guard. And then, of course, the hood we did talk about. Besides that, that's pretty much it. The color's just a little bit different. This is more of what I think of with Storm Shadow, the color white. This is more of almost like a vibrant white, like a snow white or something like that. So there's definitely some color variations, color differences between the two. Accessories are the same. You do got that little part on his belt as well. So a lot of similarities, but some differences here. And I think enough differences to be dangerous. I'm sure a lot of people, like myself, will probably want two versions of this Storm Shadow in their collection, because if you're building out a G.I. Joe shelf, you can use Storm Shadow in multiple places. You can have multiple scenes with Storm Shadow going on. That is always easy to do. Probably the least favorite Storm Shadow figure we've received so far is from the G.I. Joe movie. And believe it or not, I still have not seen that movie. I feel like I will see it. I want to see it. I just haven't put time on my calendar to see it. But I need to see that Snake Eyes G.I. Joe movie. I love G.I. Joe. I'm going to say it. I know everybody says it sucks. It's terrible. But at the end of the day, I'd rather watch a G.I. Joe movie than a movie that I could care less about. At least I got a little love for the Joes, you know. So I'm okay. I'll watch it eventually. And then the first Storm Shadow that just set the world afire. I understand why Hasbro did it, but at the same time, it just got so many people worked up. But this was, I believe, the Amazon exclusive originally, and it was Storm Shadow in the classified line. This was the first Storm Shadow we got, and it goes back. And the Hasbro team is doing that currently with the brand. Not so much upheaval as the Storm Shadow was, but if you think of Bazooka, they released a Tiger Force version first, then the regular traditional Bazooka after that. Well, they released this Storm Shadow first, this one after that, and they do that because there's a lot of collectors, a lot of people out there, if they came out with this Storm Shadow first, they're going to buy this and say, I'm done with Storm Shadow, moving on. But if you release this first without knowing this is coming, people jump in, they say, oh, well, I'm going to get this Storm Shadow. I don't know if I'm going to get that other one. I need a Storm Shadow in my collection. So people that didn't want this one or would have passed on this if it was released after this, made them buy this, made them pick it up. Same thing with Bazooka, same thing with Outback. We've seen a precedent for that, and I think we're going to continue to see that in G.I. Joe land with all these sub-teams. And we do know Walmart, apparently the Night Force teams are coming to that as well. So we're going to see Night Force gear first, then we'll see the regular editions later. I think they're getting themselves into a pattern there. Some love it, some hate it. I love Joe's sub-team, so I'm not against it, but I know a lot of collectors are. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out in the future for the G.I. Joe brand here. But all in all, pretty good. I gotta think a lot of people will want this. If for whatever reason you missed out or passed on this one, I gotta think if this wasn't your Storm Shadow, there's no doubt this is your Storm Shadow. So it is a must-have. Gonna be tough to get mint on card. There's no doubt about that. I don't care if Walmart ships it to you, Hasbro Pulse ships it to you, anybody ships it to you. You're gonna have some trouble getting this one mint on card. You're probably gonna have to play that long game, and it could be 6 months, could be a year from now. Who knows what is time? And you'll wait for Storm Shadow to hit Walmart. You buy that one there. There might be 15 of them on your shelf. If it's anything like Baroness and Lady J, you thumb through those guys, you find the mint one you need. But to me, I think I'm out on my mint on card set. As much as I want to do it, it's just too much of a pain right now. Not going to do it. So we'll see what happens. I could change my mind in the future, but as of right now, I'm good with just this. But how are you good? Are you good with this Storm Shadow? Are you picking this one up? You playing the long game? You passing? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Might as well like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day, and then some, and everything G.I. Joe Classified related. You know we're unboxing it here on the channel. Stay tuned for Zartan coming next, probably the next G.I. Joe figure on the channel that we will unbox, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Don't forget about the Patreon, where you can get early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. A heck of a lot going on over the old Patreon channel, and best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Storm Shadow, I am Kyle, and I will see you guys all real soon.